I wonder what that little thing is. Let's see. There we go. Good morning, guys. We're having connectivity issues, so let's try this. Let me turn the Wi-Fi on and see if that will help me keep from losing connectivity. Am I still on? Looks like it. Something's going on. Okay. Yeah, James, normally it's pretty good, right? I mean, we haven't had a lot of as well, so I don't know what's going on. It must be a StreamYard thing, you guys. I'm plugged into my modem and I've got the Wi-Fi on as a backup, so something's going on. It must be a anyway, let's catch up. Darren's Travels, Mark Doyle, Usul Finch, James Lonergan, Matt Hammer. Good morning, everybody. If we can't do it, we can't do it. If it keeps dropping out, then we will try another day. But I'm hoping that doesn't happen. Although it's, you know, I'm late. I normally start at 9 o'clock. I'm late because I couldn't get it to connect. So, and then it's dropped at least 3 or 4 times already since I've been on. We've only been on for 3 minutes. Gotta love the net and the pH. Well, you know what, Darren, it normally here where we're at, it's not so bad. We have not had, looks like it's stabilized. I hope so. I'd like to be able to do it. I'd like to be able to do the chat today. I normally turn the Wi-Fi off and just connect right straight to the modem, but the modem's dropping. I can see the lights here on my, from working in the telecom business like you, every time I see one of those utility poles with all the wires hanging there like spaghetti, I just laugh. Yeah. James, it's gotten out of hand here, hasn't it? Telecom. It's gotten way out of hand. Mike Foodie. Good morning, Maganago Magapo. Loud and clear, thank you. Tropical Tim, good morning. Tropical Tim, Tondo Tropical Tim. In the house, baby, shout out. Picture and sound are good, okay. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this, Tim, or not. I've already dropped out 4 times. Picture and sound are good. Good morning, Jim Schultz. Good morning, how are you? Darren's Travel says it's looking good now. Okay. We'll see what happens. Mike Ross says, he's not talking to me, but Mike Ross says a lot of the wires are abandoned in Iloilo, and they're finally starting to clean them up. I would expect that in Iloilo. Yeah, I would expect that there. Okay, Oozle Finch says that, okay. Sounded like I was in a well. Okay. The mayor in Iloilo ordered all the telecom companies to clean up their abandoned wires or face stiff fines. Wow. That sounds like the U.S. Yeah, Clyde, I could not get, for whatever reason, I could not get my laptop to connect to the modem here. Oh, you know, I'm going to have to get up there and inspect that wire. We could have a damaged wire. Seems like it's okay now. How's everybody doing? 17 in the room at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Cool. We've had a light rain almost every day here. Ken Colvin, welcome to the chat. If I didn't say that already, just saw you in there. Randy Canoy, good morning. Yep. Yeah, James, that's correct. I normally plug directly into the router. Tim, let's give this, I'd like to bring Tropical Tim on, but let's give it a few minutes, see what's going to happen here, because I'm not sure we're going to be able to do it. Did anybody notice that last dropout? Did you see that? That just happened about 30 seconds ago, or was that just on my end? Okay, let's see. Randy's working night shift. Almost over. I think that night shift's almost over. Jim Schultz is asking, do they have any traffic cops there to chase down speeders? I was watching Joseph a few days ago, and he flies. Joseph. Fine as frog's hair in Oregon, a day without rain, and the yellow thing is out. The yellow thing is out. Pkong 455 Magananga Magapo. Shout out to Pkong 455. Out there being Ken Colvin is asking, have you heard anything about there being a hard time with visas for Americans? Well, you know, there's a little bit of scuttlebutt about that, but it's, you know, nothing has changed as of now. I always carried a 25-foot LAN co-ed in my computer bag just in case. Yeah. Adrian Smith in Garden Grove. Boy, do I miss that place. Ken Colvin, to follow up on your question, there was, you know, something mentioned that there would be a possibility that they would introduce a visitor's visa or a visa on arrival for Americans, the same as Vietnam does. But, you know, you got to remember, this is the Philippines. It's going to take them a long time to initiate that, if that ever happens. As of right now, there's no problem at all. Nothing has changed. The sun, gotcha. Adrian Smith, thanks for joining from Garden Grove, home of Vietnamese coffee. Tropical Tim, you're still gonna buy my beer whether I go on or not, right? Absolutely. Yeah, I know he doesn't drink any Red Horse stuff. I saw that he was getting a, what was that, a foot spa or something, and he turned down a free Red Horse. So uh, that's a sure sign that you don't like Red Horse if you turn down a free one. What did I miss? Oh, going back to the Jim Schultz question. Now I've been here just a little over 2 years, and I can't say that I've ever seen anybody get pulled over and get a ticket for speeding. I'm not saying it doesn't happen or it won't happen, but I have not seen it. So I haven't seen it here where I live. Okay. No way, he's a chronic liar. Yeah, Randy's a good friend of mine, Tim. He's actually been here at my house drinking beers and eating barbecue, baby. Okay, James says, I'm sure the head of the tourism board talked them out of it. Well, yeah. Paul in the Philippines, old dog, new tricks. Shout out. Good morning, sir. We're having connection issues. I'm just waiting to see if I'm going to be able to. Last time I was there, all I needed was my passport for 28 days. Yeah. Tim has good taste in beer. Yeah, he likes the traditional San Mig. Give me a yes or a no if you noticed it go offline there, because I'm trying to figure out if it's StreamYard or if it's just on my end. For the meanest chicken wings in the Philippines. Yeah, my wife and kids love the chicken wings that we do here too, or that I do on the barbecue. Okay, it lagged. What the hell's going on with this thing? Yeah, that's the one thing that I did is I did reboot, James. Okay, Paul in the Philippines, I can see and hear you. Okay. It's dropping out for some people here. Yeah, I see it. I see it dropping out. I don't know what's going on. I'm wondering if I should reboot my modem. But then I've got to kill the stream and come back on again if I do that. Reboot my router. Okay, some people aren't seeing it at the Dropout at all, so that's weird. Darren says that, he's talking to Paul. Expat Prepper said something, when the flu pandemic hits the Philippines, they're going to ask for some visiting forces. They call after nose to spike. That might be a typo, I don't know. Clyde says that all is fine, just a little Philippine lag. And Paul says it's all good, Darren. Oh, yeah. Darren had a live stream. When was that? Sunday morning here in the Philippines, I think it was. Have not gotten the new air filter for the motorcycle yet. But of course, I did make one attempt to go get it. Unsuccessful attempt. We're going to vlog that. And I'll vlog it when I go back the second time to see if I can actually get it the second time I go back. But you know how it is here, you guys. Just leaving the house and trying to accomplish one thing. If you can accomplish that one thing, it's incredible. It's an incredible success. But you cannot, don't expect to complete your task that you're leaving the house to go. Yeah, James, I'm pretty sure it might be my modem here. Did Philly Brian just have the same problem? Check down detector and StreamYard's not on the list. Oh, with the air filter. I'm not actually having a problem with the air filter. I took a trip down to Tagaytay City, actually south of Tagaytay City, to do some help with the relief efforts from Taal volcano, and my air filter, of course, got quite a bit of volcanic ash stuck in it. So I figured I may as well just go ahead and try to replace it. I went back to, I'll give you a little bit of the story, even though we're going to vlog it. I went back to Motor Trade. My mechanics there, they've got a really nice shop there at the Motor Trade here in the city I live in. Not far, 10-minute ride from my house. And they didn't have it in stock there, but sent me down to, north to Novaliches, to a place to buy the filter. And on my first attempt, I was unsuccessful. So I'm going to have to go back. Probably won't go back today, but I'll try to go back Wednesday morning. Tropical Tim, I thought it was funny how another screw kept popping up. Yeah. I look like a real dummy in that video. But those screws are buried back in there pretty deep, and it's dark, so I couldn't see them. And I didn't know going in that there was 5 screws. It looked to me like I could physically see, or visibly see, 3 of them. I figured that was just 3 screws. My God, there's 5 screws holding that air filter in there. Going to start doing them daily for a little bit around 10 or 11 a.m. PH time. Let's try and get Tim on. I'm going to put the link in there. Tropical Tim, I'm going to put the link in there. See if we can bring you on. Hopefully we won't drop out too many times. If you'd like to come on, Tim, the link is there. Ken says no good deed goes unpunished. Okay, just a second now. Just a second, Tim. I see you there. There he is.
What is everybody?
There he is. Wait, I don't see it on. I don't see it on YouTube yet. I see you on StreamYard. Well, your video feed's really good, man.
Hello, James.
There we go. There you are. There's just a really big lag in it. There you go, Tim.
Jim Schultz, I'm in Tondo, the place where no man has ever gone before. What's up, Randy Canoy, Mr. Canada? How you doing today?
James, you can have 5 total, I believe, including yourself.
2 beers is in the house. What's happening?
Good morning, 2 beers. Yeah.
So, hey, how did that bouquet that you finally settled on for Valentine's Day turn out for your better half?
Turned out very good, but they died like 2 days later.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Spend that money on roses and everything else, and you get a couple 3 days to look at them, and there you go. They become fertilizer for other plants.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They seem to last really good though back in the U.S. when you bought them. You get a good week or so, week 10 days maybe even out of them. But man,
yeah, you can get a little bit longer over there. I believe. I agree with that. But yeah, I'd rather give her. I'd rather just give her. Like, let's see, what would I would just rather see her drink half a liter of Captain Morgan, because when she does drink, which she rarely does, she likes rum and Coke, and that's why I married her. That was one of the reasons I married her. Cheap date, 1.5 Captain and Cokes, and she's all mine. I said, man, you're cheap. So, and that is the only other guy I let her sleep with.
yeah. Expat Prepper, you have asked me that question probably 100 times. When am I going to buy a car? Just so you know, Expat Prepper, having a car here doesn't make your life necessarily any easier. I'm just in no hurry to buy a car, really. We don't really need one.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
Oh, I have 0 transportation here. And I don't even think about it. I don't think about it. However, I am in a major metropolis area where public transportation is bountiful, cheap, damn near free. You might as well say it's free. I'll give you a quick example. But there's a lot of issues that go with owning transportation. Now, in my other home in Caloocan, yeah, a bike helps, of course, because I'm about 3 clicks outside of Puerto Princesa, and touring around, you know, the coastline of Caloocan's really cool. So yeah, you want to have some transportation there because things are a little more spread out. Again, maybe if I was smack in the middle of Puerto Princesa or something like that, maybe I wouldn't need it. But no, if you're living there, you want to get out and get around. Here, not so much. If you want to get out and get around, man, if all you have to do is not be in a hurry. If you're in a hurry, oh, that's your own damn fault. If you didn't, you know, proper planning and things like that. Yeah. But here, let me give you that example I was going to give you yesterday. My wife and I went to Makati. I had some business there with VA. They farmed me out to a civilian through VES because I'm trying to get my disability increased. So I had to file a claim and I have to honor it. So they scheduled me an appointment from the States with some Yahoo over here in Makati. Okay. All that being said, we took we're kind of the adventurous type. We know how we can just get in a taxi and go there. No problem. And you're going to spend somewhere around $8 to $10, depending on the meter or if you negotiate it or whatever. But we don't like doing that. So, and again, my appointment was for 11:30. We left the house at 9 sharp. 9 sharp. And let's see, we took a jeepney to Divisoria. Then we took one of these Whisper electric little shuttle tricycles that can hold about 6 people.
Yeah, I've seen.
And those. Then we took the LRT all the way up where we're the LRT does not run into Makati, and that's a bummer. So, but you can take it far enough where you're parallel with roughly the geographical area you want to get in, and then from there pick up other transportation. Well, from there, when we got off the LRT, we decided to get a taxi. Bad move. This dude couldn't drive for crap. He just stayed behind this big yellow bus, and it's like, dude, I'm looking at my wife. Tell him to turn his ass around and get around this bus, and maybe we'll get some clearway, whatever. And this is not rush hour traffic, but again, it's packed, it's tight in there, even around 10 o'clock or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And we ended up going up to that huge Amaya mall or whatever. Never been there, and it's really nice. It's uppity and things like that. It's not like your SM mall. But anyway, so those 4 different forms of transportation, we were trying to figure out a route on how to get there. And we're adventurous, and we wanted to do some discovery versus just taking a taxi out of Tondo. Trying to get out of Tondo, even in a taxi, is like hell, man. You wait a lot. So it's not the money, it's just that you wait a lot. Okay, so we did 4 forms of transportation, and it costed us, what do we figure out? 416 pesos. So the taxi would have been almost that much, give or take. So, but that was cool. Coming back, however, we did it a little bit better. I'm sorry, hold on. We did it, my beer's here. Yeah, she's gonna get it, dude, and put it away. My 2-case run. So coming back, we took 3 forms. We took a bus that leaves Makati, and they're numbered, up to the LRT station, and the LRT all the way to Tayuman, and then a short jeepney ride and a couple blocks walking. That costed us, those 3 modes, 84 pesos. Because you start to get smart. You start asking questions. You get familiar with your surroundings. So here I'd have to find parking, and there's none. I'd have to pay someone to garage it for me. Your insurance. I'll be damned if I'm going to risk somebody jumping out in front of me because they need money or pay their rent or something, or pushing their relative or friend in front of me to hit them, or hitting another tricycle. Or it's gimpy. It's not fun it's very nerve-wracking. So now when I want to go travel far, I just carry my ass up to the Victory Liner, and boom, that's cheap because I'm in no hurry. I don't allow myself an appointment where I have to be somewhere so fast. And if you employ that, if you're not living out in the rural provincial areas, if you're in a city, stay away from it. I mean, if you can have a car, but just leave it garage unless you're going to travel far outside the city. That's fine. But I don't I don't miss it.
No. It's very easy for us to get around here by trike, jeepney, whatever we need to do. And we're experts.
And economical.
We can get over to Mall of Asia just like that. We know the way to get there. We know the quickest way, the most inexpensive way. We know exactly what time we should travel to get there, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just not that in the city. You just don't really need a car here. Let's catch up on some of these comments here. Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yes, I have a few people at different live streams or whatever. Oh, you don't, that's a lie. You don't buy 2 cases at a time, whatever. Like, okay, stay in your world, pal. I don't really care what you think. And I've always done that since I got here, once I figured things out. Cheap. At a sorry store, anywhere between 35 and 37 pesos. I've seen it as low as 33, but whatever. We're talking semantics there. When you buy it by the case, because there's a local distribution center, I could walk there, but I'm not going to carry 2 cases.
Right.
And so it comes down to 25 pesos a bottle, 612 pesos for a case. So 1,224 pesos. I give the same guy, my boy, 1,300. He keeps the change. He's happy. He loves it. He humps it up 1 flight of stairs, and he thinks it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
That's cheap, man. 50 cents a beer.
It is. It is.
Okay, Mike Foodie, this is Tropical Tim, who lives in Tondo. He's a Philippines vlogger that lives in Tondo. For those of you that don't know him, it seems like everybody in the chat knows you. Ramel, I have no idea who won the NBA All-Star game. I haven't been on YouTube this morning due to connection issues. I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to do the chat, so I don't know. If anybody knows who won the NBA All-Star game, pipe up. Most of you live in the U.S., so you may have even seen it. I don't know. Let's see.
Kanoi, I'm not down a case, by the way. These are just 2 fresh ones. I still have 1 iced down in the ref, so you should know better than that. So somebody else here is asking me how many foreigner faces do I see regularly around Tondo?
Good question.
Not many. Not walking around in my hood, and I mean my hood stretches pretty far where my comfort zone. Daytime I'll walk anywhere. Nighttime I kind of dial it back a little bit, and I go through the rat tunnels and I'm never worried. In my hood, and it extends. There's a lot of people that are watching out for me because I'm generous, I'm kind. I'll buy 200 pesos worth of peso candy from the sorry stores and hand it out to all the neighborhood kids in different areas. I shop here. I buy my pandesal here. I buy my beer here. Buy the fish here, the veggies. So yeah, and anywhere I go, I carry a smile. It's a learned trait. You're not born with it. You have to be willing to talk to them, sit down and do the Filipino 1 glass and eat some of their crappy Caloocan, whether you like it or not. Just make an effort, and they're amazed, and they take so much pride that a Kano, a foreigner, is sitting down, having a drink with them and eating a little bit of their putan and bullshitting with them or whatever. You can't make every one of them, but when you're invited, you're not doing nothing. Sit down for a few minutes. It's invaluable because you've just built some bridges. So as you're walking around, they're watching. And before I leave, I'll say, hey, dude, here, or one of his girls or something, go get 2 more bottles, the big 500, the big leaders, the big boys of Red Horse. And a couple, $3, and friends for life. I'm not trying to buy them. I'm just trying to show them, hey, I'm just a regular dude here and whatever and all that. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, you're right about that. Just
yeah, you hardly see any foreigners here in Tondo. Rare. When I do, trust me, it's a double take. I'm like, whoa. And he could be from anywhere. Australia, Germany, UK, I don't know, but rare, so rare. I will see some at the servicing SM Mall that services Tondo here. actually probably a couple, but some of them are further. But the ones we do, even there, only once in a blue moon, not too often. And you know, that's how I like it. That's why I'm living here, and I also live in Palawan. I will not live in Dumaguete. Nothing against Dumaguete, but they should rename that place Expat City. There's more expats there per capita, per square meter, than probably anywhere else in the Philippines. As far as density, there's a lot in Manila too. But yeah, I didn't come here to retire with a bunch of retirees. I don't need that fix, that sensation. Now, that being said, if I see one in the mall or somewhere like that, or one approaches me, yeah, hey, how you doing? Yeah, my name's just, well, I have a beer, or whatever, just talking and passing. That's fine. I get my fix with some Western flavor, culture, whatever, and off I go. So every other month, seemingly, since I've been here, I'll make a trip on the Victory Liner to Pampanga, up to Angeles, and there's 2 former shipmates of mine that live up there, and they live the high end. Their budgets are, they're in 8th floor condos, brand new buildings, really nice. I mean, they're hooked up. They're in around, 75, 80,000 a month just to live there. That don't count their food or going out or what. And I'll go up there every once in a while. Sometimes I bring my wife, and we'll just run the streets on a Saturday night, go out for dinner and do all that. I can't even pay for anything. They won't let me take no money in my pocket. But that's their choice, because they want to be close and connected to as much Western culture as possible while being retired here. That's what they want to do. I don't.
Are we back? Okay.
Well, I mean, how many Westerners are you surrounded by up there, Philo?
Almost nothing, dude. I've been here about 14 months, and I think I've met a total of 5 in 14 months.
Wow.
And not really met them, just seen them at Save More, and I've talked to a couple that lived here. The rest looked like they were probably visitors. In fact, 3 of those 5 were just this past Christmas shopping, at Save More. And it to me, they looked like they were probably, and it's pretty easy to tell, they were visiting. They didn't live here, You can always tell by the way they dress whether they live here or they're visiting.
Jim Scholes, hope I didn't butcher that. Scholes, Jim Scholes asked me if I was in the Navy. Yep. I was part of Uncle Sam's Canoe Club for 20 years, 79 to 99. So then I did another 20-year career because my kids were, when I got out, my oldest was 12, 13 or something like that. We had 5 kids, my wife and I. Been married to my Panay for 38 years this May. We've been together for 40 years. So I did my second career. I was an area director with a large restaurant group in the States. And see, January of 19, I turned 59. And that was the month that I said, I'm done. I had enough. I've got my military pension. I'm only a few years away from Social Security. It's like my wife and daughter, my eldest daughter, just said, go. That's your dream you're talking about, because they can see the frustration and stress. I'm like, man, I'm so tired of this grind. I could have went to 62 or whatever, but I'm like, what for? The kids were gone. We were empty nesters. And I was like, what do you want to do? I mean, we're both going to work, doing our thing. She worked in the Navy exchange system. She was an upline, always dressed up and all, selling upline men's and women's colognes. And I mean the upline, the purses, the Dooney Burks and Ray-Ban sunglasses, all that crap. You know those makeup artists or whatever. As soon as you walk into a major department store, the exchange, they're right there to hook up the girls, and they got all the fragrance. She worked in there, and we just kind of got tired of it and said, let's go. And so we did. Before I knew it, I got my passport, and she had already had hers because she made a trip over here a couple years earlier. Before I knew it, there were suitcases in the living room being stuffed with things. I said, I guess I'm going.
Nice. So you've been here a couple of years yourself?
No, I only arrived last April.
Okay.
Permanently, yeah. So coming up on a year. But
okay.
I've been in and out of the Philippines since 1980.
Right.
So And I was stationed at Subic for 3.5 years, 84 to 87.
Okay.
And the last time I was here was 89. I was on the carrier Nimitz. That was the last time I was here, because then I flipped from a West Coast sailor to an East Coast sailor for the other half of my career.
Right on. But we were in Subic at the same time because I came through there on Westpac in '85. I believe it was September.
Maybe we're adjoining rooms in some hotel somewhere. Hey, you never know, right?
Well, we had it made, man. You know, being Marines on the boat, the Marines have it pretty good on the boat as it is. But
yeah, I did a Gator freighter. My first tour was USS Fresno, LST, man, flat bottom, Marine Greyhound bus.
Marine Greyhound bus.
Well, they slept in troop berthing all the way down. I mean, way down low, and we would go down there and do PMS checks, and we'd have to secure the ventilation. We were in the Indian Ocean, transiting from Singapore to Australia or something like that. So we'd have to secure the ventilation down there. It's hot as hell. But then we'd go down there and we'd already gotten sardines and shit from the ship store. And we just waved in front of some sick Marine laying on his cot. Oh. So we'd mess with him, yeah, a little bit. My son's a Marine, by the way. He's been in a little over almost 2.5 years, stationed in North Carolina. Tim Jr.
Wow. North Carolina.
There he is.
My
wife just handed it to me.
All right. Very nice.
Try to keep the glare off it. There you go. Okay, honey, I showed off your son. She's so proud of her little boy. I'm like, he ain't no little boy. They broke him down and built him into a machine. Dude, he's bigger than me in a lot of different ways. I'll still whip his ass though. He would let me just out of respect, but man, he could take me down like I wouldn't even know what hit me. So.
Okay, where are we at here with the comments? Okay, Ramel, we won that game, 16 to 9. Going back to the question you asked, we're about 8 minutes behind here on questions. Tropical Tim is an undercover CIA agent. I don't think so. Okay, where are we at? George 56 from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Good morning. Welcome to the chat. They were at Subic, yeah. So many of the condos that are here in the Philippines now came through Subic at one time or another in their life. Just curious, what was the fastest battleship in the U.S. Navy back in the 80s?
We didn't have they brought battleships back out of mothballs, and I never got. I wanted to go aboard the Wisconsin, and then I would have settled for the Iowa. Didn't happen. I mean, they filled them things up so fast when they brought them out. It was tough. People were begging to get on there. I think a lot of it was for nostalgia reasons, and or when they brought them back out, they were a ticket punch tour, much like doing a joint staff tour in DC they were, it wasn't a luxury tour. It was like a ticket punch tour. If you did a tour on it once they brought them out of mothballs, I guess, you kind of stuck a feather in your hat career wise, obviously if you had a successful tour of duty there. So that's what I heard back then at the time. So tough to get billeted on one of those. So as far as speed, they're too heavy, bro. Too heavy. Then. Yeah. They were fast for a battleship, but no.
They'd probably be lucky to get 18 knots, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they weren't built for speed. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
They were fast for what they were back then in the day, but by even 80 standards, no chance.
Yeah. Tim, you look like you shook off all of the stress when you moved there, says one of the comments.
Yeah. that's a big deal. And that's true. You know, you're back in the world busting your ass, and you know, I'm like getting close and close, and I'm like, I've already got a secured income, my medical, whatever, however you want to look at it, got a little money saved. We're not materialistic people, so liquidated everything or gave it away to our kids or whatever. We knew we wouldn't need a lot here. So that's what it really came down. Was like, you know, could I be happier and live a better life? I mean, I can't say happy back in the world. I was just like content. Okay. You know, I went and did my job, came home, had a beer, try to catch a football game if I could here and there, whatever. But, as far as, you know, you just knew tick, 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 tick. Once you lay down to go to sleep, man, that alarm's set, get up and you got to go do it all over again. I mean, it's just, where is it going to end? Where is it going to end? So I just made it end. I just made it end. Just said, that's it. Time out. I'm done. See y'all later. Bye. And yeah, much better for it. Much better for it.
Nice. Okay.
As I'm sure you feel too.
Yeah, I do. It was, I was laid off from a big corporation after 31 years. And,
Damn.
you know, at the 31-year mark, obviously you're making a pretty decent amount of money. So now you're an old guy in the game. I was a line technician for a communications company. So now you're an old guy in the game. Try and find a job making that same amount of money. Good luck.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
was kind of forced into retirement, you know. Not only that, but I was living in Southern California, which is a very expensive place to live. So once that happened, my wife was actually in the Philippines, or not in the Philippines. She was in the U.S. when this happened. And we immediately, like, you know, it's 4th down and 4, man. It's time to punt. I sent her back to the Philippines, and I sold everything, my house, everything I owned. And I pretty much the same thing you did. Filled up a bunch of buy-in boxes, and here I am. I've been here for 2 years now. I got here 7th of January, 2018. So before that, I don't know, 5 or 6 different trips. I'd come every 5 months for 16 days and then go back to the grind. And then, you know, in 5 months, come back for another 16 days and go back to the grind. But yeah, I'm happy to be away from it. It was a stressful job, you know.
Yeah, there's no age discrimination when you're applying for a job in the U.S. None at all. Bullshit.
Yeah, there is.
Yes, there is.
In fact, they replaced me with some 20-year-old kid. You know, paid him half of my salary. So that's just the way.
I was just about ready to say they would have had to pay you more than some young kid. Nothing against the kid coming up, but still, yep, they saved money. Why wouldn't you hire the person with the most experience? I don't know. But yeah, that's true.
Those days are gone, man. It's all about the coin now in corporate America.
Yeah. Yeah.
George,
right.
He was on the USS Forrestal, 73 to 76. Mid-cruise.
Oh, the USS
Forest Fire.
You remember? Well, no, you're a Marine. Going through boot camp in the Navy, that was one of the training videos they showed us. The unfortunate huge fire on the USS Forrestal. And
really?
I guess they gave it that nickname, USS Forest Fire, whatever. Yeah, it was pretty intense. It was actual footage and all that, and it was long. I mean, it was not no 20-second vlog. Of course, they didn't call it vlogging back then, but the stationary cameras up on the island, you know, the island where the bridge and all that, right? And yeah, it was pretty intense. Kind of made your eyes open and say, hey, I do not want to be stationed there. That was before you got your orders coming out of boot camp. Like, yo, I'm not trying to go there, but no, yeah, it was pretty intense. Pretty cool.
2 Beers, you had mentioned something earlier about you had a question that you wanted to ask that you couldn't ask somebody else. Let me scroll, see if I can find what you said. I want to ask you guys for advice. It's something that I can't ask JLB, GoGo, or Mr. Poppycock. Oh, JLB live stream. I was on the USS Okinawa, which was an LPH,
Yep, Marine Helo platform. Yep.
Yeah. That's all we did is travel around in helicopters. Pretty fun. Canoeing in the Philippines, it's a lot harder to retire there than people think. The boredom can get to you, and finding things to do can be tough. That's true. There's truth to that.
Somebody here is asking me if I've used TRICARE Overseas yet. No, it's complicated. There is a VA clinic here in Manila, and it's the only VA in any other foreign country. And a VA clinic was established solely for all the Filipinos that served in our various branches in the U.S. military, because this was their home where they got recruited from. So they were entitled to have, you know, those benefits, just like we enjoy, if you call enjoying the VA enjoyable, here in the Philippines. So that was the initial reason that clinic got established. It sits on U.S. Embassy owned ground, but it's down a ways from the embassy, and it can only be used for people that have a disability, a rated disability, approved disability. You can fall down and break your arm standing outside in front of the VA clinic in Manila, and they're going to tell you the hospital's that way. They can't do nothing to you. So as far as TRICARE, it's going to change when you get over here. You're going to get rid of your TRICARE, and you're going to have to sign into TRICARE for life, and you're going to have to pay Medical Part B in order to use it. I haven't looked into it a lot. I've looked into it, but I haven't like gone over the deep edge and make a commitment, because the first thing I'd want to do is find out which facilities are approved to use that. Many times a veteran will have to go to one of the approved hospitals that participate with the FMP, Foreign Medical Program. You have to sign up for that. Go online and just look it up, Google it, Foreign Medical Program, FMP. And you can get stuff done at a local hospital and then file a claim and get reimbursed. Probably get your check, in about 4 to 6 months, something like that, pending that it's approved. Yeah. Now, when you go to the VA clinic here and you go to your first visit, I did a video on it. You can watch it if you want, or you can go online and check my notes, what I told you in that 30-something minute video, because I went up there and thought, why not? Why not vlog it and give some people some information out there? So they make appointments for me every 6 months just for routine crap, blood work, this, yada, yada, yada. When you go in and see your doctor, and mine's a female, she's a nice Filipino lady, it's staffed by all Filipinos. Only the manager, the head, is an American, I believe, but it's staffed all by their security. You go through a metal detector. If you bring anyone with you, they better have ID. You better have ID. You can't bring in laptops. You can bring your cell phone. They got a TV. They've got Wi-Fi, all that good stuff. So you're good to go. And plan on spending better part of the day there, because you go in and do your lab in the morning, doesn't go in the afternoon. You're done by 10, 11, depending on what time you get there. Then they're going to tell you to go to lunch and come back for your 2:30 appointment. You're going to sit down with your doctor, and they're going to just ask you a battery of questions. How you doing? How's it going? Yada, yada, yada. The only thing she can really do for you is talk to you about is your already approved disability. That's it. I'm rated 20%. That's not much, because I got a bad lower lumbar, and that's from humping mail sacks and boxes up and down steel ladder backs for God knows how many years aboard different ships. And so it's bad. I'm missing a spot. 2 of my vertebrae have collapsed. Some neurosurgeon in Lubbock, Texas told me he only sees that in 80, 85-year-olds. But anyway, so now if I go in there, I can't tell her, well, man, my shoulder is kind of, whatever. She can go, well, you know what? I would just get some Bengay, rub it under, but I can't do shit for you, because she can't. She can't. But you can get your prescriptions if they're already approved. All that. She can give you some 200 or 400 milligram ibuprofen, stuff like that. But she can't do nothing for your sore foot when your disability has to do with your left shoulder. Now, if the left shoulder, all of a sudden, my arm or going down my back, and there's a connectivity issue there, then you can write that up, claim it, And then if it's proved, now you can go in and get that looked at. You know, the knee joints connected to the ankle joint, you know, all that kind of crap. So that's how it works. They will do walk-ins up until 1 o'clock. If you show up 1 minute after 1, you're out of there. The security's not going to let you in. But if you're in an area and you just want to pop in there and say, hey, I'm going to come move here, whatever, you can register there. You can register in there, and they'll say, when do you expect to come? Would you like an appointment, see a doctor? Yeah. And there you go. Again, only if you have service-connected disability. You ain't going in there because you experience hangovers, headaches, hangnails, 4-hour hard-ons, whatever. They're not going to see you. Look at you smile like that might be an issue. I'm just kidding. So, but you can go online and look at it all. You can go online, pretty sure, VA Manila, register. It's difficult to find. It's on Rojas Boulevard, which is very wide and very busy. But there's a service road off Rojas Boulevard, and that's where it sits in a compound back there. Very tricky to find. So if you do ever get an appointment ahead of time, get there early because it's tough to find. Once you find it, you'll know where it's at. But first time is a pain, man. It's a pain. So, and if anyone's got information, again, I put a video out there. You ain't got to watch it. I don't care. And I've gotten a lot of hits on it, a lot of questions. I tried to cover a bunch of crap on it best as I could. Things evolve and change. I'm on their automatic email program. I get updates on new hours or holidays or what to bring, what not to bring, all this crap. So if you think you're coming over here and you have a service-connected disability, get on board with it before you come over. You'll save yourself a big headache. But TRICARE, back to the original question, I haven't used it or engaged with it yet because we are on TRICARE for life, but it doesn't kick in until I sign up for Medicare Part B, and I haven't done that. So I hope that helps.
There you go. Scott Expat, good morning. Ada Meyer, I saw you come in a little while ago. Good morning. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm a little behind on comments. It's not that I don't see your comment. I'm just a little behind on it.
Yes, I did watch this from the other night. It's brand new. My wife rotates the laundry out pretty fast, so there you go. This is not like a 10-day used shirt. And anyway, I would ruin it if I did that. But because it was on the top of the stack, I didn't even know I was grabbing. I just grabbed it, put it on. And what's it to you? Come over here and have a sniff if you don't believe me.
There you go. So are you trying to tell us that's not your live stream shirt?
Yeah. It's not my live stream shirt, no.
Okay.
I was going to wear the one that's, it's got the international red circle with the slash through it, like no smoking, whatever. Only this one says no stupid questions during live stream. But I didn't find that one.
You got a shirt that says that? That's pretty funny.
No,
okay.
no. That was a shot at the guy that asked me about me wearing this again since the last time he saw me.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't make it in the JLB live stream the other day. It was pretty busy. I didn't go in till late in the afternoon, but it was pretty busy in there.
One more thing on the VA. If you're already enrolled and registered in VA in the States, you are not, I'm going to repeat, you are not registered in this one in Manila. You have to register with them. They're going to make you get on Foreign Medical Program, FMP. You can go online and register with that. But you have to check in with them. I'm here. I need to be part of this clinic. Yada, yada, yada. Now, once you're in, they can pull up your entire history in the VA. Amazing. They have it. They're connected. But you're not enrolled here just because you are somewhere else. You have to actually go and enroll. It's not hard. Just that's how they do things here.
I don't think I'm eligible for any medical care at all through the VA. I don't think I am. I was turned down in the U.S. because I made too much money.
Yes, I think there is a thing now that based on your income, that's how much you pay for your meds and or visits and or whatever. Yep, that's right. It is income based now.
Now I'm
outrageous.
unemployed. I often wonder if I should reapply because I'm unemployed now. I don't make any money.
Do it. Do you have a service-connected disability?
I don't have a disability, no. Service-connected disability.
You will not get in that clinic.
Okay.
No. You won't.
So just doing the time ain't enough to get basic medical care?
Nope.
I gotcha.
No.
Okay, where are we at now? Let's see. At 2 beers. Okay. Take care of your VA before you get. Yeah, that's what he said. Am I about that now? No. Use Google. You know what? That's great advice. I do that here in the Philippines. If I'm going to visit someplace or I'm looking for a motorcycle shop, I'll get on Google Earth first and go down the street view so I can see what it looks like. That's great advice, and it's great advice no matter where you're at, not just the Philippines, but. Somebody's asking, do you know Thomas Hoffman, Al Miller, or Mike Bessler? Any of those people?
No, I only remember people that buy me beers. That's it.
Well, there you go.
No, I don't know those gentlemen.
I better get my ass to Tondo.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna come up and see you sometime.
Okay.
I'm getting to my where am I? When we fit mid February. So yeah, I'm somewhere getting close on 2 months since I've traveled around, boogied, got out of town and did anything. I was gonna head back to Palawan to my big Nipa house that I built there, but I've got that on hold right now because there's nothing I can do right now going down there except do what I do when I am down there, just hang around and do whatever. I'm currently trying to work my SRRV visa. That'll just take a little time. And we're getting ready to leave. My wife and I have to leave and make the visa run because when I got here with her, we were on the 1 year free, no fees or anything, balik bayan visa because she's my wife.
Yeah.
Well, that time's coming up. Early April is when that expires. So we got to leave for 2 hours or whatever. How do you leave for 2 hours? Just go up and fly around? No, we got to go somewhere and then come back in and I get another free and I can do that indefinitely forever. We have a friend, not a close friend. It's actually a relative of a friend of ours that spoke to us that works at the immigration. You just got to leave for 2 hours, come back, boom, another free 1 year balik bayan stamp. The problem is we're worried because we're looking at flights and whatever, but we're kind of worried with the virus. If there's that chance where we're not let back in. That would suck. That would really suck. So we're trying to work those issues out and see what we're going to do.
Also, Tim, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually go to immigration and extend your balik bayan visa for 6 months for 2,000 pesos.
Yeah, I know that.
Extension for 2,000 pesos. So it's actually, the balik bayan's actually 18 months for 2,000, which is the best deal out there.
It is, but we were trying to think, could we squeeze in this and just get back here for another year, which would be another 18 months probably, because she said you can just keep doing that over and over and over again. So, but the big picture is get that SRRB for me.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we're not sure what we're going to do with her. For me, it cost me $3,000 to get my SRRB. I got to deposit $1,500 into a bank. It's my money. And it's $1,400 and something or $1,400 for the application process. I've already secured some of my documents and they're actually red ribboned from U.S. consulates out of Houston and Chicago, my birth certificate, things like that. So I'm good to go on that. I did get a state, city, and county police reports, but they've expired. I brought those with me, but I didn't pursue the SRB quick enough, so they're expired. So they will do an NBI background on me here, like have I been in jail or, how much beer do I drink? Or no, they kick me out. No, they'd probably give me my own penthouse suite, feeding you a local economy with money, right? But anyway, so I'm working that. So we'll see what happens. Now for her, if I want to include her on that SRB, she gets one too. It's an extra $300 for her. But she also has the venue of going dual citizenship because she's a U.S. citizen. She has been since 91. Yeah, we left Subic 87, 90, 91. She got her U.S. citizenship. when I was stationed in DC. So she's got different options. She's not sure because she's going to head back to the States to visit some of our kids, my daughter, and this, that, and the other. And then we'll figure it out. There's time. I'm no hurry. No hurry.
Joseph, good morning. Kanomoto, welcome to the chat, brother. I see you in there. Somebody's asking, let's see, where are we at here? How do the older expats, the ones unable to travel, renew their visas if they can't physically leave the country? Well, that's a damn good question. That's a damn good question, Mike. You probably want to get married. That way you can get a 13A. You don't have to worry about renewing. SRRV is available to civilian also, not just a military guy. Tim has a thought.
Yep, I can inject on that. They have for physically impaired foreigners because there's different SRRVs. There's SRV that you can live here and work and retire, or whatever you want to call it. If you're 35 and under, there's ones if you're 50 and over. There's ones if you're 50 or over and retired U.S. military. There's a bunch of them. That one, I read about it, and I didn't pay attention to it because it was not applicable to me at the time, that they have, what's a good word you use for that? Man, for like physically disabled people, they can get that. They can get an SRV where they don't have to go through all the running around chasing and getting your visa renewed all the time.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, I'm just saying, there you go. Yeah, that's a great thing to have.
It's something like a Mercy SRV or Comfort SRV or something along the lines that I just can't remember what they titled it, but it's there. It exists. So anyone wanting to know the ins and outs about visas and what kind you might be looking for, just go to the Philippine Bureau of Immigration, PBI, and they're going to talk to you about everything there.
Walter from Pirate Cove, Philippines. He's a really good visa guy. His channel has a lot of great visa information on it.
There you go.
His channel's actually based on visas. Let's see. You can't travel, you can get a letter. Can you get a letter from a doctor? Good question. Good question. Ronald Bolden, or Ronald Bowden. Good morning. Welcome from Southeast Alabama, brother. Shout out. What else we got here? Bud Brown does it all the time. Bud Brown. Yeah, Bud Brown. Oh, you're talking about the Balikbayan. Yeah. Bud Brown does it. I'm on my second, but I think I'm going to, because we've got some other things going on. Mine comes up every May, the Balikbayan. So I think this year I'm going to extend mine for the 6 months, which will take me to November, and I won't have to worry about. And then maybe just go ahead and file for the 13A.
You're going to go 13A?
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like the best one for me. It only takes a couple of months to do here, and it's really not that much. It's what is it, 22,000 pesos total, something like that.
$400 plus.
Yeah, 11,000 the first year and 10,000 the second, and then after that it's 350 a year or something like that. It's not a bad deal.
Now, with that one, how often do you have to carry your butt to immigration or whatever?
Once a year.
Okay, once a year. That's not bad then.
Yeah, and it takes about 10 minutes. It's just a check-in. They just want to see your face.
10 minutes once your name is called, or 8 hours to sit there, and then 10 minutes once your name is called, right?
Well, I've never had a bad time at all with immigration. I've always used the one at SM North, and they're great there. I've never spent, a crazy amount. I renewed in Olongapo once when I first got here. That wasn't bad either. We weren't in there longer than about, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes total. That's probably
That's pretty good.
Yeah. SM North, I've been in and out of there several times. No problem at all. They're really good there.
Yeah, the only people that the only foreigners that experience a rough go of it are the ones that go in there with the attitude and hot under the collar and all pissy and don't do it. Don't do it. They'll close the window on you and go to a 5-hour lunch and you'll just be standing there. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Philippines are so nice. If you smile, little yes ma'am, yes sir, what can I do? What else do I need to do? Man, you talk about catching more flies with honey here in this culture, you better practice it. But if you're one of these impatient, got the runs from eating chili the night before, don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna you're gonna be sadly mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah. You are absolutely right. And not only that, but just in general, you want to be careful what you say. Randy, the SM North, the BI has moved at SM North, but it's still at SM North. It just moved from the, what was it, third floor down to the second floor. I was just there with Walter about a month ago. It did move, but it's still at SM North, so no big deal. Okay, Walter says the annual report, which you do for the 13A, has never taken him more than 15 minutes. Okay. What about your, Tim, what about your Tagalog? How fluent are you in the language?
Bakit? Gusto mo pa?
Does that mean maliit? Just a little bit?
Ano sabi mo? Ano sabi mo?
Kunti lang? A little bit?
Konti lang. Yeah. Siyempre, konti lang. Bakit? I can handle my own. I don't speak it on a regular basis. I don't speak it fluently. The first words I learned Tagalog were all cuss words from my wife throwing shit at me over the years, you know, when I stagger in late or not follow through on a promise or so I learned those real fast. So yeah, no, I do find getting around. Yeah. I mean, to me, one of the greatest things is walking around talking to people you don't know, just walking up to them, hey, how you doing? And, you know, the nose starts bleeding, but then they start talking Tagalog me and my nose starts bleeding. So we just sit there and drink and nosebleedy all night.
Well, yeah, the alcohol certainly helps.
It helps. Their broken English and my broken Tagalog, man, perfect mix.
Somebody had asked earlier, how can living in the Philippines be so much different from vacationing in the Philippines?
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I don't think we have enough time to go to go down that list. Let's just say
I can put it real quick. You vacation here, see some things you don't like, pissed off, Matt, what, you know, just no, this is not for me. Guess what? You getting on a plane and you're going. Problem solved. You come here to live, you better have some acceptance. You better have some patience and get ready because now you're part of it. You're not coming over here to change iota one. Not one thing are you going to come over here to change. You can change your particular environment and where you're at or whatever. That's fine, but you're not changing shit over here. You're nothing. And you're going to see a lot of things that you're not going to like, that you didn't see on your vacation. Because on vacation, you came over here and you saw sandy beaches with a bunch of hot babes walking on it with some little Nipa hut bars and whatever, and mountaintops that you see with waterfalls from all the drone video. It's not how it is. That's not how it is. Those things exist, but that's not where you live every day. That's a vacation. Where you live, now you got to put up with the roosters, the dogs, the karaoke, the smell, the brownouts. the water outages, the traffic, the dirt, the smog. I mean, it just, the list goes on and on and on. So
Yep.
vacationing, living, pretty simple, night and day. Agreed?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Agreed. Yeah, it's two completely different worlds, man.
Yeah. Yeah, because vacation comes to an end. You carry your ass on a plane and you're gone, right? Oh, that was fun. Woo-hoo. I might go back again. But what about living? Oh, my. Not for everybody. I'll say it's not for everybody.
It's definitely not for everybody. And man, you are so right about having patience.
I've been in other live streams where guys have confessed or even posed questions. What is the average time it takes for a foreigner to adjust here? And nobody can answer that. That's impossible. It's up to the individual. What is your adjustment period? How high have you set the bar of expectations for yourself, for everyone that lives around you and your environment? You can't set a high bar when you get here. You can't do it. There's no bar to set. You have to adapt and adjust to your surroundings and your environment. So as far as how, one guy said, what did he say? He just now started adjusting, and he'd been here 2 years, wherever he lives. I think he lives in one of the Southern Islands or something. 2 years? 2 years it took you that long? Why? And the only thing he was asking, can anyone explain why it took that long? Why they think it took that long? And to me, it was just that. I said, I just think you set the bar too high for everything around you to come up to your standard of living, your expectations. Wrong. Doesn't work that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. More fiance visa, $13K. Are we back? Okay, I think we're back.
Yeah, that blew me away when you told me you were in Caloocan, and I was like, oh, you're just like a jeepney ride away or something like that. And you're like, nah, no. I didn't even know that place existed. See, you think you know stuff. But the other day, somebody asked me on a live stream, what did I know about Smoky Mountain? I started talking about Smoky Mountains. I went to on a family vacation at 13 years old down in North Carolina. And they thought I didn't live in town. I said, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. The Smoky Mountain is the big, huge trash dump that here in Tondo that they burn. Now, I've been by there, but no one ever told me that's what it's referred to as. So I didn't get that, but I'm like, okay, so you know that. But I'll bet I could come to wherever he lived, the person I made comment, he wasn't being mean or nothing. I didn't take it that way, but kind of just trying to check to see, did I really live in Tondo? And I said, I can come to your community. I bet you I can go down some neighborhoods or whatever of shit you've never seen. So don't pull that on me. No big deal. I've been by the big dump. I just never knew it was called Smoky Mountain. Who gives a shit, I didn't care, I was like, okay, good. You one-upped me. How do you feel, I didn't claim that I know every square inch here. Yeah, and who wants to go by that place anyway and know it or whatever? Maybe you just saw it on a video or somebody else's vlog or who knows, but I'm like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about. When they corrected me, they were laughing, not those Smoky Mountains, the one in Tondo. I'm like, there are no mountains in Tondo. And that's what it turned out to be, the big rubbish dump that they set ablaze. So whatever, it's all good. But I know a lot of the rats' names that live around here. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, a lot of people confuse the Caloocan city, and a lot of people don't know that there's a North Caloocan.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I had no clue.
We're up here right on the edge of Bulacan. I can walk to the Bulacan province line from my house. We're that close.
Oh, okay.
Okay, where are we at?
Yeah, Clyde's asking me. Yes, I picked Tondo. I didn't pick it. It picked me. When we got here, yeah, my wife is from here. So there's a lot of diamonds in the rough here. Let me tell you, if you want to find a girl, they're not all on the beaches. They're not all at the resorts. They're not all at the clubs. They're not all at the malls. I'm going to do a video. I already got a plan, and I'm going to show you some of the gems that are hidden and tucked away here in Tondo. Fascinating, fascinating. Well, she was one of those for me back in the day. But when we landed here, we had to set up something. I already had my home built in Palawan, but we didn't want to go straight away there. We've been back and forth a few times now, but I wanted to give her a kind of a reunion with her family, some reacclimation time, some this, some that, some adjustment period. So I said, I can hang out in Tondo for, on and off for the better part of a year. And we're just coming up on that. So no worries. I mean, no worries at all. Talk about cheap. I told somebody the other day, my entire budget, bills, not counting food, about $300. I spend $200 a month in beer. I do, because I've added it up. So $300, rent, electric, my drinking, my potable water, my internet, $300, $300. Yep.
Take that, America.
Yep. And I live good. I live good. I think I live good. I can afford to live in Makati, any place. Why do I want to do that though? The concrete jungle is not for me, even though Tondo is within the realm of Manila. It's not my permanent home. I've just dropped anchor here for a little while. I'm good. I'm taking it all in, reacclimating myself, visiting my old shipmates up there, working my visa, doing this, doing that, drinking a shit ton of beer. I'm happy. It's coming together exactly the way I'd hope it would. Was this my first choice to be? No, but it made sense. So I could let my wife have that long reestablished reunion with her last living aunt who's ready to go. Her other relatives from her dad's side, over wherever the hell that is, Quezon City. Just those kinds of things. It made sense. It made sense. Yeah. So that's why I'm here. Hope that answers your question. And I promise anyone can come here and visit. No problem. I'll take a solemn oath that as long as you're buying beer, I will not lose you at night in the rat tunnels. Promise.
The rat tunnels.
Yeah, they're tunnels that connect. And I'm doing I got a vlog getting ready to come out on that. And it connects all the massive housing structures. And what's unique when you see it, because I'm going to do a little clip of it in the daytime and some at night, and they're long and they're dark, even in the daytime. People's dwellings are in here, in these tunnels. Most Westerners have to duck intermittently as you're cruising through. There's even little sorry stores that just pop up out of nowhere in the middle of these dark tunnels. And people live in there. There's no direct sunlight coming into their house. None. Zero. No windows. Zip. They have to walk and transit the tunnel, sometimes two, a connected one, to how far to get out to the sunlight, to transportation, go to work, go to school, whatever. Not a tunnel like the word sounds, but it's just where all the dwellings are. And then the overhead, of course. Yeah, it's fascinating.
We've got housing like that pretty close to us. I've bicycled over to it, and it was pretty shocking. You feel like a rat maze. You're like, it reminds you of, I better not go in here too deep. I'm going to get lost,
Yeah. And I'm more of the adventurous spirit. And since I've been coming back and forth to Tondo since 1980, and when we were stationed here, 84 to 87, I'd say every other weekend, every third weekend, if I didn't have duty, we'd come down here and hang out by her family. Her mom, who was since passed, she died in 2000, whatever. Her sister and brother were little then still and all that. But we'd come here and hang out for the weekend. That was it. Just hang out, cruise around. We went other places too within the Philippines, but just to get away from the base, I had a car back then. What was it? 1985, brand new from the overseas car dealership. 85 Dodge Omni. It was a 4-speed. It was a 4-speed. And that's the first car my wife learned how to drive over. First car she learned how to drive. But that was back then. So we just get a car, drive down here, and they'd park my car. It'd be all shining at when we left on Sunday afternoon to go back up because I had to go back to work, things like that. So, so I cruised the tunnels and no fear, night, day, doesn't matter. Now there's a line in the sand, place that I don't drift too far out of my comfort zone because people are watching me. I mean, good people are looking out for me. You know what I mean? Because I'll leave. She doesn't even know it, or she's somewhere else, and I left to go see another friend or to go check something out or whatever, and she'll find me. She'll show up at somebody's house. Are you ready to come home? I'm like, how the hell did you find me? Because it was network. He's over there. He went down that way. He's inside there. Yeah. Unreal.
The bamboo telegraph.
It is. It really is. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, I have posted Tropical Tim's channel there for you guys that asked. The link.
Hey, give the host a thumbs up, everybody. If you're physically able to come to the channel and watch, you can physically step on over to that thumbs up and smash it. Just slam it like you're mad. Boom!
Smash that like button, baby.
Yeah, somebody's asking me to change my name to Tondo Tim, and people actually refer to me that. Other people refer to me as Big TT. So yeah, I thought about that. That was one of my original. I was going to do that when we first got here and I started blogging. My daughter actually helped me set up my YouTube account before I left States, and I lost a month and a half because I didn't do no vlogs. I was just getting things set up, so we didn't think about that over there. I don't think she was thinking of names. My daughter, somehow we came up with that, but then I got over it. I said, "Crap, I should just change it to Tondo Tim," but I didn't. I'm good with it. Everyone will know me as Tondo Tim for as long as I'm here, I guess. I don't know. So just kind of gave it some thought, but we'll leave it the way it is for now. I hate change.
Let's see. All right, we got you some subscribers here. Thanks, Randy Canoy, for stopping by.
Yeah, Mr. Canada, right on.
That is funny about your wife finding you, and you're like, how the hell did you find me? That's classic.
Yeah.
That's just
all
classic.
She's got to do is, even if she's not looking for me, if she steps out the door or returns from her sister or a friend or something, she won't even inquire like whether I'm home or if I'm in it. She's heading home, and they'll just start telling her, he's down there. He's through there. He's over on 2 streets over. I'm like, what the hell, man? So you can't do anything here, and they don't know about it.
It's true.
Later, Canoy. See you, Randy.
Thanks, Randy, for coming by.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and head out. I might leave it on and listen a little bit, but she wants me to get my butt to the table and eat. I don't want to do a mukbang and entertain my crowd like the Filipinos do it while I'm stuffing my mouth full of food. They call that mukbang, engaging your audience while you're eating.
That's quite all right, but thanks for coming by.
No, hey, thanks for having me on. Enjoyed it. Thanks for everyone out there that's still on here and watching. Philo looks like he's got a great show going. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up. And if anyone has any questions for me about anything, no problem. I'll be happy to answer. If I don't know it, I'm not going to blow smoke up your rear end. I'll say, I don't know. I can find out maybe or whatever, but
there you go.
All that's good. All that's good as long as you're buying.
You got to hold up the bottle now.
Yep.
It's classic, you know.
Matter of fact, I think it's 5 o'clock somewhere. So right after I pound this food, that's right.
There you go.
You guessed it. Walang katapat. Peace out, guys.
All right.
Thanks, Father.
There you go. Be right back, guys. Give me just a second. Whew. Sorry about that. Okay, where are we at here now? I can't believe I pulled this off as much as the internet's been dropping. It's dropped at least 10 times since I started. Okay, where are we at? The sun is, let's see, don't sell your stuff. Where am I? Where did I leave off here? Okay, 2 beers. I know that you're not a romantic guy. You just got to take her out for dinner, bro. It's 20 years. You must enjoy eating. It doesn't have to be, you know, a big romantic dinner. Go out to dinner, man. Go out to eat. Okay. What's your channel? I did post the link to his channel. If you'll scroll back up there, you'll see Tropical Tim's channel. Joseph said the biggest suggestion I can give all of you planning to move to the Philippines. Oh, don't sell all your stuff at home. Come here for 1 year straight before making the jump. Yeah, that's probably good. But if you're in the grind in the USA, you might not be able to leave for a year. You know, that's hard to do. If you're working, like for me, I worked for a big corporation, so there was no way I was getting out for a year. But yeah, if you can do that, that's definitely great advice. If you were able to, if you were actually, and I'm going to go out on a limb when I say this, if you did or were able to do that, uh, you probably wouldn't move here. That would be my guess. You probably wouldn't move here permanently. You probably make the decision to go back and forth 6 months, or, you know, it's not easy to live here. That's for sure. If you have a big budget, it is. It can be. Don't come here the way I did. I don't recommend it. As much beer as he drinks, I think he and King Mark should be good friends. Mark Kimmerly, I'm selling everything, bro. I'm ready for lean and mean. Almost caught up. Hold on a second. Clyde Seaside said Tim is a very interesting, articulate guy. Yeah. Yeah, he has I don't know how I came across him, but I just came across him recently in the last couple of weeks. Oh, probably through I don't remember how I came across his channel. I just remember thinking, my God, this guy lives in Tondo. And I had another friend who lived in Tondo, Misfit Rider, Mark, who's now back in the US. And it just fascinated me that an American, is living in Tondo. Because if you watch his videos, Tondo doesn't look a whole lot different from where I live. But you have this image in your head of Tondo, okay? And you just can't imagine somebody, an American living there full time. But yeah. Watch the video where he drives the jeepney. That's pretty funny. Okay. 2 beers. Yeah, go out for dinner, buddy. Do it. It's 20 years, baby. Do it. You can do it in the USA better than here, but you got to move to a state with a low cost of living. Okay, yeah. For me, I was, the situation that I was in, you guys, I just had the rug pulled out from underneath me. And I had bills. I had, when I was laid off from that corporation, I had maybe 3 months of living expenses in the bank, and the bills were coming in. So maybe 4 months I could have lived without working. So sorry, this thing just jumped. Thanks. Living close to the ocean is nice, but the salt in the air damages everything. Oh, this thing really jumped. What happened? Sorry. Okay, I see Joseph's comment there about the USA. The amount isn't going to get you far in pH, in my opinion, either. Here in Australia, it's really starting to get really expensive. Okay. Joseph says 6 months. 6 months would be out. Jim says he would have to live near the ocean. Yeah, Jim, I think if you ever came here full time, Jim, you'd be up in Zambales area, Subic, Zambales. There's a lot of great little cities up there, San Francisco, San Antonio. Plus, up there in that section of Zambales, you're out of the bay. So the water's much nicer. It's much cleaner. They say Subic Bay is pretty bad. Joseph, I like that Mexico place you went to. That was interesting. The city of Mexico. Now, I've seen that before and met people through Facebook that are in Mexico, but it really looked cool, that little area you were in. I was watching that, and I'm going to log off here in probably 5 minutes or so. I'm just trying to catch up on the comments to see if I missed anything. 2 weeks ago on JLB's chat. Oh. This thing. I'm sorry. Living in the ocean is nice, but the salt air damages everything. That's true. Joseph says we have a beach house type condo, just replaced all the cabinets because the salt destroyed it. Wow. The mayor grew up in Tondo. Yeah. Is that Isco? Clyde Seaside, but Tondo is very diverse from the Smoky Mountain through Tim's area and then international schools and big medical centers. Yeah. I think there's a lot more to Tondo than people think. Mike Ross says my wife's family has a rest house in Iloilo. Aircon units need to be replaced every 4 years. Scott Expat says he's talking about Australia. It's a lovely country, but it's getting way too expensive to live here. Often. Okay. Also, something to remember, and I was surprised. It was one of my early visits, 2013, maybe 2014. It was my first trip back to Subic, my first visit back to Subic, where I was stationed, and man, I was thinking in my mind because I had flown into Clark to avoid Manila. A lot of people, there's just such a bad vibe on the internet about Manila that a lot of newbies actually avoid it, and I was one of those. My first 2 trips to the Philippines, I flew into Clark. Was it first 2 or first 3? Maybe the first 3. Anyway, to what I was saying, I took a UV Express over into Subic. I was staying at the that Aussie dive hotel, the diving hotel. I can't remember the name of it now. But man, was it hot when we got there. And I was thinking the whole time, yeah, this resort going from Angeles to, sorry, to Barrio Barreto, I was thinking to myself, oh, it's going to be so much nicer there. It'll be cooler by the ocean because that's the way it is in the U.S. It was hot, man. I will go back and watch the part I missed. Take it easy later. Mark Kimmerling, thanks for coming by. When I was single, it cost me $1,200 a month, and that didn't include any bills. $1,200 a month. Oh, to live here, Joseph is saying. Wait a minute. At Philo, expensive Philo, could be in Clark for that price. Okay. Going back to the it's not as cheap to live here as people think. This is Joseph saying this. Maybe Tim can do it, but most couldn't take it. You know what, Joseph? Most probably wouldn't like the life that I even live. We live pretty Filipino here. I mean, I live pretty Filipino here. That don't go out very much, and a lot of palinque shopping, a lot of rice, a lot of pork, a lot of chicken, a lot of rice. Most people wouldn't like the life that I live. So, yeah, Tondo might even be. Mike Foodie, I doubt they have good Mexican food in Mexico, but like Joseph said, it was expensive. Well, you know, in your video, Joseph, you didn't include the prices in that. I don't know if you did a follow-up on that or not. Sorry, this thing keeps jumping and I get behind. With that, I looked up, been there. Ronald says, been there 3 times, and you're right, it's not as cheap for me as I hear a lot of people living there say. Yeah, if you're going to live a Western lifestyle, it can be quite expensive to live here. We do okay. We try to stay around 1,000 US a month, and we go over that a little bit occasionally, but we do a pretty good job of staying there. No fast food around Clark. Oh, when I was, sorry, chat. Okay. Five minutes total day of planks, really good for your core. Planks are good for your core, I know that. We used to do yoga at work. I got to fly from Manila to Iloilo on Cebu Pacific one time. I was the only passenger on the plane. Wow, that must have been a trip. I can live like a Filipino in Leyte, but that's hard. Best part about your life, Phil, is you are in a house and have the land. That's true. James Lonergan, thank you for being here, brother. I forgot to talk about it. I think the one house diamond was like 30 million. 30 million? Wow, I thought the houses that were in that video were pretty small. I will still be ahead. $300 for a place there versus $1,500 in Florida or Arizona. Yeah. And you can even do better than 300. We've got, and you guys are familiar with my subdivision, we've got apartments just outside in Congress Village, which is the next village over, that are only like $150 a month. And they're 2-story with parking. They're not bad. They're actually pretty nice. So it depends on what kind of lifestyle you want to live, for sure. Clyde Seaside, I will get my first check June 1st. Excuse me. Yeah, June 1st. Thank God. I'm running out of money. The savings is getting low. Property Club. Makoto, hello. Hello, Makoto. Sorry, it just jumped. Where'd you go? I saw you on here, and now you're gone. Let's see. There it is. Property Club did 2, what's this say? Property Club did 2 vlogs. I saw those. They came up in my suggestion list. I haven't watched them yet, though. Ousel Finch, we have a family of 4. We've got 2 school-aged kids, 12 and 16, and Melanie, of course, and myself. And we have Johnny B here quite often. He's in between jobs right now, but he normally spends, I don't know, 3 days a week here with us. That's Melanie's nephew. So sometimes it's 4 people, sometimes it's 5. Joseph did a plank for, 30 seconds? Started shaking at 20 seconds. Yeah, they're hard to do, Joseph. I used to do I used to do 1 minute planks, but I'd do 2 of them. I'd do a 1 minute plank, rest for 30 seconds, and try to do another one. But yeah, man, they really. Okay, those were plane issues. Scott Expat's talking about from that. Mike Ross, yeah, it's just it will just mean for me that I don't have to spend my savings any longer to live here. We should have the income should be enough that we won't have to pull out of our savings account any longer. I hope, because I mean, I've got 401k also, a 401k plan that I invested in for 31 years, and there's quite a good deal of money in that, but I don't want to have to touch that before I'm 59, because there is a tax penalty if you go into that before the age of 59 and a half, actually, I think. I would like to move to, Ronald says I would like to move to another, I think that's a typo. I would like to move to another RA there, but outside of Davao. Well, if you're close to Davao, Ronald, you're going to be in a good place, man. I always hear great things about Davao City. Always. Darren's Travels. Everybody check out his channel, Darren. Thanks for coming by, brother. Walter. Oh, yeah. So your birthday's in 2 weeks. Well, happy advanced birthday, Walter. Joseph says it costs him $4K a month to live a basic life. Well, I don't know if 7 Red Bulls is a basic life. Joseph, you got to come in. If you want to see what a basic life is, brother, you got to come and live with me for a week. I bet you. I bet you would leave. You might spend one night. You'd be like, "Oh, I don't know about that. We don't even have hot water here." Yes, it's nice, but it can be a little expensive. Oh, Davao's expensive. I didn't know that. That's kind of a lot considering it doesn't include all bills. Oh. Okay, Walter, sorry. I was thinking, from what you've said to me before, I know you're taking it at 62. Shit, I've got 7 years, man, before 62. Will he make it? Will he make it to Social Security? Will Philo make it to Social Security? Okay, you guys, I think that's going to be it for me. Time for lunch. Let's see if we can read a couple of more comments here. We are at 160,000, 220,000 a month, depending on what surprises come up. Wow. That is for a family of 4. 2 kids in private school. I have no mortgage or car payments. We eat out often. Yeah, you must eat out a lot. Our kids are in private school also. But wow. And we're spending, if we overspend, it's 60,000 pesos a month. So, and we don't have a mortgage either. Our house is paid for. Yeah. Walter, I came here with 6 years to wait for SS, almost there. Yeah, so Mike and Joseph are on about the same budget. Wow. I couldn't imagine spending, if I had 4K, I'd be so happy. 4K a month. I wouldn't know what to do with that much money. Anyway, there you go. We have a very you know, varied amount of lifestyles in the chat. Anyway, you guys, thanks again for joining us today. That was a lot of fun. We met a new vlogger, Tropical Tim. You guys, 1K a day for Red Bull. My God. We met a new vlogger today from Tondo, Tropical Tim. Try to check him out. You get the time? He's a good guy, as you could all see. Was hoping to maybe get somebody else on today, but I had so many problems with the internet. We dropped out so many times. Yeah, 4K. It's a lot of money, man. 200,000 pesos a month. Yeehaw. All right. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to end it now. See you guys next week. And see you on the next video. Bye now.